Hello, thank you for joining me. Today I thought we would do some pen and ink and watercolour on a card, and I thought we would paint the envelope as well. I'm going to be using a pre-bought card that the blanks that I bought from the range. Excuse me. And I just think this time of the year, it's always good to get ahead of the game and just get a few more cards in your stash. Then you can send a note to somebody, or a happy birthday or whatever. So this is what we're going to be doing today. The card and the envelope. So set that aside. I hope you're all doing well. I hope the weather's not affecting you too much. We've had very high winds and torrential rain here in the UK. This is how they come, how I buy them. This is just a blank card, and just literally crease the spine. Now you can start on whichever one you want to. I think and the envelope comes with it. And I think what I'm going to do, I've put my markers in there so I don't go skew-if on you, so you can see what I'm doing. Now I'm using my Uniball micro pen, so that's nice and easy. They're nice and easy to use. Now don't get hung up on this. If you want to go in with your pencil, yes, please do, just to give yourself a few dry runs. But I'm going straight in with my pen. And first of all, I'm just keeping my pen on and just doing some flowery, so just some flowers really, just some very loose flowers. I'm really holding my pen up along the top end of the body of the pen, and I'm just letting my pen do its stuff. I'm just thinking about the middle of the flowers. Now for the leaves, I'm just going to do just a squiggle, and then just let your pen just be free. Don't get caught up in the drawing of this. We want this to be lovely, loose and spontaneous, and above all, fun. We don't want to be a slave to it. Now if you go over your leaf shapes a few times, it's not a problem, that's fine. I just like doing these kind of gestural, leafy kind of shapes. Now I'm not worrying too much about this. I know what a kind of a leaf shape is. I'm just running my brush, my pen over and being lovely and free. Now some of you might think, oh no, I don't really feel comfortable doing that. Please try it. It's worth it. Okay, so that's our card, and I'm guessing you're all going, well, that looks pretty messy, but that's kind of the whole point of it. We want it to be very loose. So I'm just going to set that aside, and I'm going back to my envelope here, making sure that I've got the top of the envelope in the right position. Now you kind of got to leave a space for your stamps, or for the address, or for the name. So sorry, yet again, just going to put some really happy, free leaves. It helps if you kind of don't take your pen off, if you just let your pen wiggle around And there's my flower. I'm just doing some little suggestions of stamens in the centre of the flower. I think we'll put another little wiggly flower in there and a few little, okay, and just going to put another lovely long leaf shape. Now, if you feel more comfortable drawing your line and then going round like that, absolutely, you can do that. I just think it would be more freeing if you could be more gestural, more expressive, not so caught up on how things, you know, getting caught up, sorry, on drawing. And this is very loose, very lyrical. And if you want to put another one up there, absolutely. But be mindful, your stamping, your address has got to go in. I kind of sometimes get carried away with this. So, okay, so there we have it. So now we have our 2 blanks of what we're going to be painting. Now, I'm going to be using my size 6 Princeton brush and some clean water, and I'll put a description of everything that the materials that I use in the description below. But I'm going to be very gestural, and I'm not going to get caught up on what I should, or you know, the preconceptions. Shall I do this? Shall I do that? I'm just putting marks. Sorry, I'm just putting lovely, colourful pieces of paint down. Okay. I've already mixed up a kind of, it was already left over in my palette. The colour before is Rose Madder, which is a beautiful, vibrant pink. But this one is Rose Madder with a little bit of burnt sienna, and I'd already mixed that up on a previous painting that I was doing. So I'm just going to drop in, keeping your paint nice and fluid. Now we're painting on dry card. We're not, and be mindful that this is not watercolour paper. This is just store-bought card. So nice and fluid, nice and quick. Now going into green. Now this is where you can put your darks, and I'm not even thinking about this. I'm just popping in this lovely kind of olivey green, and I'm just popping that in there. Okay, now I'm going into forest green straight out of the pan, and I'm just going to dance that through. Okay, don't be worried about going over what you've already put down. That's absolutely fine. Okay, now I'm going to set that aside to let that just dry, and I'm going to go back to my envelope. Now with the envelope, we have to be really careful with this because it's a very, very light cartridge paper, almost like photocopy paper really. So your brush needs to be not too full of water. The belly of the brush needs to be damp, not wet. Now I'm going back into that lovely pink, and I'm not painting backwards and forwards. I'm just doing one stroke at all different directions. I'm not getting caught up with where I want things to go. I'm just laying colour down because I don't want to scrub the paper and to go through the paper really. Going back into that lovely sienna colour, and again, my brush is not full of water, it's nice and damp. I'm just picking up the paint and just popping it down. Now if you go over your flower, what you've already put down, your pen and ink, don't worry about that, that's absolutely fine, absolutely fine. Again, I'm going into this lovely olive green, and again just doing lovely easy bold marks of paint. We're just getting our brush and just putting it down. Okay, I'm going into forest green, which is a pure colour, and then again just one stroke of your brush, and we're just okay. Now as you can see, it's really we're really moving along quite quickly with this. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go into, this is green, yellow green, and it's a really bright green, and I absolutely adore this, and it just gives us that pop, that glorious pop. Now you can put as much in or as little as you want. If you go over on what you've already done, doesn't matter. That's a gorgeous layering we'll get, and we just pop that in. Okay, now I'm going to go back into my flower, and I've cleaned my brush off, and I've got a damp brush. Now I'm going into purple. Okay, now I'm just dropping that in. Okay, it's just where we kind of put the stamens of the dots in with our pen, we're echoing that. Okay, and if you want to put a little bit of purple in there, absolutely, you can do that. If you want a stronger colour, yeah, put that in. You can do whatever you think works for you. Push your boundaries, go out of your comfort zone. Now I know for a lot of you this is out of your comfort zone, but it is worth trying. Now I've got some table salt here, and this gives a really nice effect. Now this is just regular ordinary table salt, and where I've just put that paint down where it's still damp, I'm just popping in just a little bit of table salt. Now what the salt does is absorbs the wet paint, and it will give us a lovely diffuse look, which gives a nice effect. So I'm going to set that one aside, and again we're going to repeat the same kind of thing with our envelope, and we're just dropping in this lovely purpley colour. Now on my envelope I'm not going to put the salt because it kind of eats through the paper, if that makes sense. It doesn't react great with the paper, so we'll leave that there. I'm going back into the green gold, the green yellow, and just popping these colours, this lovely colour in. I'm being spontaneous, I'm not thinking about this too much. Okay, And I'm going to set that one aside. Now, what we're going to do is we're just going to add a little bit of a pop in this, dripping my water, and we're going into Azura Blue with just a touch of aquamarine, mixing that up nicely. And I'm just going to put these these blue highlights, if you like. I'm not getting caught up on what's you know, what's the leaf, what's the background. You know, bleed that out, move that about. If it runs brilliantly, I'm happy with that. But the blue does give a nice, it kind of gives us a bit of a pop that we want. And just move your paint around. Now, because the colours all kind of sit well together, they don't mind being together, if you know what I mean. They kind of sit nicely with each other. Okay. So I just move that one out the way and bring our envelope back, and again just nice sweeps of this blue. If it mixes with the green, it's lovely. It gives us a really nice diffused look. Now, when this dries, your envelope might be a bit crinkly. If you just pop it under, when it's dry, if you just pop it under a book or something heavy, then it will lay flat for you. So I'll just set that aside. And there we have it. Our really loose, fun watercolour and pen colour watercolour cards. Now, I do hope you're brave and give this a go. It is well worth it, and if you send that through the post, somebody will be really happy to get that. Anyway, it's bye-bye from me, and take care, and hope to see you again soon. Bye.